We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Batman issue 181. This is the 2023 Facsimile edition of an issue that came out in 1966, which means it was part of the original 1940 series. And this has been reprinted a few times, but this time it is including all the ads. Now this is the first appearance of Poison Ivy, and that is the first of two stories, which was written by Robert Kanigher, pencils by Sheldon, Moldoff, inks by Joe Gaella. And then there's a backup story, The Perfect Crime, Slightly Imperfect, which was written by Gardner Fox. Both stories are attributed to Bob Kane. The cover is pencils by Carmine Infantino with inks by Murphy Anderson. And Carmine Infantino also did the center pinup, which is really cool, of Batman and Robin with inks by Murphy Anderson. Now, the cover's okay. I find it kind of disappointing because while it does have Poison Ivy in her classic costume, Batman and Robin both have these weird scowls on their face that look like they're having difficulty going to the bathroom. And in the primary story, Beware of Poison Ivy, we do find Batman and Robin at this pop art show. And there are three paintings of world public enemies. The first one being Dragonfly, and then Silk Spider, and the third one is Tiger Moth. And they're of course the world's women public enemies, and that makes Poison Ivy mad because she wants to be number one. And apparently she's claiming credit for crimes that nobody knows about, and she seems attracted to Bruce Wayne, but she has to make a hasty retreat and blinds everybody. Batman changes in the middle of this blinded crowd and then has to go fight some guys while blinded. Thankfully, Robin's there to help out, but that doesn't stop Poison Ivy from setting up a meeting between her three competitors to try and outdo them or get them arrested. It's a little unclear. And she also invites Batman and Bruce Wayne because she likes them both, and she smooches Bruce. It's a very convoluted story that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but there's some decent action in it. Interestingly, Silk and Spider's costume looks a lot like Black Widow's first costume. Then there's a backup story, The Perfect Crimes, It's Slightly Imperfect, and that one finds the mystery analysts of Gotham City having a meeting, and Kaye Daye stops in to tell them she didn't write the book that's made her famous and she's supposed to be getting an award for. And Batman figures out there's something funny going on. The other analysts decide to try and protect Kaye, while Batman goes searching for what's really going on. And he finds a clue before getting into a fight that involves throwing chairs, apparently, and getting shot at. And it turns out that it's not all as it seems. And everything is revealed at the end with this huge dialogue dump. Overall, it's okay. The art's pretty good for the era, and there's really good detailing, so I didn't have a problem with that. It's definitely aimed at a younger audience, though, because a lot of the leaps of logic don't really make a lot of sense, and you just have to kind of go along with it. But it's done in a campy way where it's obviously aimed at elementary school kids, maybe middle school at the time for the slow ones, but it's probably more nostalgia bait than anything else because it is the first appearance of Poison Ivy, and this does go for a fair amount of money normally. Unless you feel like dropping hundreds and hundreds of dollars on it, I would recommend getting this in the Facsimile edition. It's worth a read just to see this era of comics because it did introduce a lot of characters from the 40s to the 60s, and Poison Ivy being a very pivotal character in many ways, and she has become part of Batman's rogues gallery for so long that it's definitely worth a look. But is it going to really appeal to mature modern audiences? Probably not. But if you're looking to get something for your kid, or you have a specific nostalgia for this, I'd say check it out. I thought it was worth a read. I'd never read Poison Ivy's first appearance, and yeah, it's campy and silly and very over the top, and the dialogue is very 1960s oriented, but this was considered throwaway literature at the time. So I was really interested to see how they handled this with the campiness of the TV show being on at the same time. And it's just as silly, but it was good fun, and the art was pretty good overall. So an interesting artifact of its era that's definitely worth checking out. So if you could track this down for the price of a new issue or less, and you want to see some really, really old Batman stuff and what it was like in the 60s during the silliness of the Silver Age, then yeah, I would absolutely recommend this. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.